Very good morning, students. So let us start with today's class. It's already 11:31. So again, before I start, let me remind you that in our previous class, that is in the previous week, we have started with deterministic finite automata, and we have seen various examples of how to construct a DFA given a language, right? So today we are going to explore a few more variants of DFA, the important ones, right? And then maybe in the next class I'll move on to non-deterministic finite automata, right? So let me share my screen. So is my screen visible and am I clearly audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. So as I was saying, today we will be exploring a few more examples. Now see, in the previous lecture we had seen some of the problems like constructing the DFA where the length of the string was even, or the length was divisible by 2 or divisible by 3 and so on. Today we will be seeing something specific to the alphabets. That is, if you look at the question, it says that construct a DFA for the language over a comma b where number of a, NAW means number of a, should be divisible by 2. Again, number of b should be also divisible by 2. So see, entire length divisible by 2 is fine, but individually number of a's and number of b's should also be divisible by 2. Okay, that is the thing we have to maintain, because entire length even is something else and individually number of a and number of b is even is something else. So this question says that number of a should be even as well as number of b should be even. Okay, so to solve any problem of this kind where there is a and relationship, that is, there are two criteria and we have ANDed, we try to follow the cross product method. Okay, now what is the cross product method? We first construct the DFA for this portion, then the DFA for this portion, and then we take the cross product of both the DFAs. Okay, so how? Let us see. So I hope these two DFAs are visible. So this DFA is for number of A is even. Okay, so if you look at the DFA, you start at A, then you go at B on getting a A, and then back at A, which is the final state. So in any case you have to have at least 2 A's, and number of A's will always be even. Whenever there are odd number of A's, you end up in a non-final or non-accepting state. So this ensures that the number of A in your DFA should be even. Similarly, in this DFA, the same thing, I have just exchanged the labeling of the arcs. This one is A, this one I have made A, and this one B, because here we want the number of B's to be even. That is a requirement. Okay, so my two DFAs are number of A's should be even and number of B's should be even individually. Now we have to take the cross product of each of this DFA so as to construct a DFA which actually maintains both the criteria, that it will accept all the strings with even number of A as well as even number of B. So let us see how to do it. Okay, so let me go to the canvas. Achha. So we are taking the cross product, right students? How to take the cross product? First of all, how many states would be there? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So for cross product, I will take all the combinations, that is AC, AD, BC, BD. That is how you take the cross product, right? So AC, AD, BC, BD. So at first let me write down the states. Okay, AC, AD, right? So these are the states in my cross product. So once you get the states, now the next question is what will be the transitions. Okay, again please go back to the individual automatas we had. So if you see, from A to B I had a transition of A. Okay, so over here what are the common elements? A is the common elements.
How you are getting that AC, AB, BC and BD?
I have just taken the combinations. Wait, these are my states, right? A, B, C, D. So what are the different, if you multiply it, take the cross product, how many combination will you get? A, C, A with C, A with D, B with C, B with D.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now,
No, we will not take AB and CD.
no. They belong to the same DFA, so need not take them. Okay. Achha. Now see, for these two states, A is common. Okay, so ignore A. You please check the transition from C to D. In the automata that you had, please check the transition from C to D. So C to D I had a transition with B. Okay. So C to D I had a transition with B. Just a second, let me one second. So it's a general convention to take the A parts first and then the B parts. Okay. Achha. Now what we were saying, the transition from C to D, it was B. It was with B, right? So I will add the same over here. What was the transition from D to C? From D to C, let me check. D to C, again B was there. So I'll add the same. Achha. What about this one? A to B. C is common, so A to B I'll check. For A,
It was B, ma'am, not C.
Yeah, just a second.
You wrote, ma'am, C. That was B, ma'am.
So now C is common, so A to B we will check. So A to B, what was the transition? It was with A, right? A to B with A, B to A, it was with A. So A to B, it was with A. Again B to A, it was with A. Fine. Achha. Now what else? Here B is common, C to D I'll check. Let's check C to D. C to D was again B with B transitions. So add them. And over here again D part is common. So A to B you have A transitions. We have just seen. So now what is going to be the final state? What was the final state over here in your previous DFAs? A was the final state over here and C was the final state. The combination of A and C is AC. So AC should be the final state over here, but you have to check it also whether it is a valid final state, whether it is accepting even number of A's and B's or not. So let me check it. So suppose this is my starting state also, right? Starting as well as final state. So suppose I get a A, I go to BC again. Okay, I got a A, fine. Again from BC I get a A, fine. Then suppose I get a B, I go to AD, again I get a A, I go to BD, again I get a B, I go to BC, again I get a A, I go to AC. So let me check.
Yes, ma'am.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So my criteria is satisfied, and you can actually check with different combinations. You will always see that you end up accepting even number of A's and even number of B's. Okay. So this is a cross product method to solve these kind of questions. This was with the number 2, that is even number, divisible by 2 or not. So you may be asked with like the same type of question might come with a some other number, right, 3 or 4. So you should be able to solve those questions very quickly once you get to understand the nature of these transitions. Okay, so see, there is a particular what should I say, a particular law which this automata is following, a trend, I should say, a particular trend which this automata is following. So if you see horizontally, that is horizontally it is counting the number of A's, and vertically it is counting the number of B's. And how many we are checking with mod 2, right, divisible by 2 or not. So there are 2 layers, horizontally also, vertically also, there are 2 layers. If you see this one and this one. So let us assume that you are given the same question with the number of A and number of B to be number of A to be 3, that is mod 3 should be equal to 0, and the number of B should be 2. Try to understand. Your DFA should accept all languages where number of A should be divisible by 3 and number of B should be divisible by 2. Clear? So following this trend which I had shown you just now, I was counting number of A's horizontally and number of B's vertically. So if you follow the same rule and try to solve this problem, it will be very fast, it will be easier for you, it will be, in fact it will be very quick. So you start at a state and you know what information do you have. I have to count the number of A's horizontally, right? So and how many layers will be there? Again mod 3, so 3 layers will be there. So you go to next state, again you go to next state, then back, sorry, this will be A, okay, this won't be B, this will be A. So 1, 2, 3 A's, okay, back to the first state, because this is again the same thing, you know, remainder 1, remainder 0, remainder 1, remainder 2, remainder 0. So divisible by 3 state. Similarly, for the lower horizontal portion also you will follow the same trend, just as you have done. You will be counting the number of A's. Okay. In the vertical portion, what you will be counting? You will be counting the number of B's. So the number of layers will be 2. Why? Because here we are checking mod 2. So simply put a arc for B, put a arc for B in the reverse direction. This is very quick and very easy once you know the trend, what trend it follows. After you have constructed, you can actually now check whether it is satisfying the condition or not. So if you check, it will be satisfying all such cases where number of A is divisible by 3 and number of B's are divisible by 2. Achha, now one more thing, you might you might think that what are these labels I have written 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So just for your information, 0, 0 means like once you start from the starting state, it's 0 number of A, 0 number of B. This is 1, 0. Why? Because once you start with the starting state, you have to have 1 A and number of B is 0 to come to this state. If you go to this state, number of A is required is 1, 2. So 2, number of B is 0. Similarly, if you come to this state, see 0, 1. Why 0, 1? The first one is for number of A, next one is for number of B. So number of A, if you start from starting state, number of A is not required, number of B required is 1. So 0, 1. Next is 1, 1. So number of A required 1, number of B required 1 from the starting state. Count from the starting state. Similarly, here also number of A required 1, 2, 2. Number of B required, here you had 1B. So 1. So this you can write for your own understanding. Yes.
No. No, one question. From 00 to, ma'am, you see that from 20. If we get a B, ma'am, where we will go? It can go for 21 and also go back to 00.
Once more, can you say? I didn't get your question, Rohit.
Ma'am, from
Mm-hmm.
20, if we get a
I didn't
B,
know this one.
what is the
This one is a
direction?
printing like mistake. I told you this one will be A. This one won't be B. Okay. This one will be A. I'll correct it when I post. This will be A. So this is A. This entire thing is for A. See, horizontally, whenever you are counting, this is A. This is also A. Vertical, you are counting B. So this is wrong. This will be A. Okay. So on getting B, it will come to this state. Won't go to this state. Okay.
Okay.
So see, the motive of showing this example was you won't be restricted to only 3 or 2 or always 2. You should be able to solve these kinds of question whenever, even if you are given 4. So jodi 4 dito, mane here if mod like NaW mod 4 equal to 0 was given in the question, what changes would you have made? Number one change, in this number of layers there are 1 to 3 layers, you would have added one more layer. Okay, again just count the A's horizontally and the number of B's vertically. Okay, so the process should be clear to you. Okay, now once you have constructed, you can check the out, like whether it is accepting. See, the my like why I am telling you the shortcuts, because always thinking how my DFA will be constructed logically, it gets difficult with time, because time is also a factor, especially in competitive questions. If you just sit and think, okay, number of A's will be divisible by 3, so this state to this state, so it becomes a tough job, it becomes a time consuming job. So if this types of shortcuts are known to you, so it will be much easier to construct the DFA. But obviously I'll always say, once you are done with the construction, please check whether it is satisfying the language, it is accepting the language in question. Okay, so is it clear the how to solve all these kinds of questions? This is a particular variety of question actually. Clear, right? You want me to show one more example? Yes or no, please?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So this is another variety of question. Here you have to construct a DFA for the language over 0, 1. Mind it, here the alphabet set has changed 0, 1, which when interpreted as a decimal number will be divisible by 2. Now try to understand the question. Here the language is over 0, 1, and it says that whenever you have a sequence of 0 and 1 and you change that binary number into a decimal number, that decimal number should be divisible by 2. So you should construct the DFA in such a manner that will accept only languages which when converted in decimal number will be divisible by 2.
No, last it have to be a
Yes,
0.
exactly.
When in the last it will be a 0.
Yeah. So it's very easy and very short actually. So it's over 0 and 1, right? So let it be A. Let it be B. Okay. So on getting a 1, let me go to B. On getting a 0, let me be in this state. On getting a 0, I go back to this state. And the ones the ones transition is left, right? So I can just give a self loop. Now is it correct? Please check. So 0, 0 should be divisible by 2, fine. 1, 0 should be divisible by 2. 1, 0, 0 should be divisible by 2. I think this is correct, right? What is here?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah,
because the transition of 0 is always in
yeah.
direction to what we
The
find out.
main thing, as Rohit said, was my string should always end with 0, and that would guarantee that it is divisible by 2. As simple as that. So I will always redirect my this edge to this first starting state as well as this accepting state. Okay. Whenever I get a 1, this is a non-accepting or non-final state. Right. So this was quite easy, right? Now let us expand the problem. So let us expand the problem. Okay, this is a true. This is the transition table for the same. You can easily check it. Now construct a DFA for a language over 0, 1, which when interpreted as decimal number will be divisible by 3. Okay. Now here it is divisible by 3, not divisible by 2. Question is same again. When you interpret as a decimal number, it should be divisible by 3. So let us see how to solve this problem. Start with the cases you know. Okay, so again, how many states will be there, students? See, whenever it's mod 3, it will be 3 states. 1 state for remainder 0, 1 state for remainder 1, and 1 state for remainder 2. This I have also told you in the last class. Okay, so now suppose this is my starting state. Okay, let me write it A, B. Now let me check with all the numbers. Okay, so if you divide 0, 1, 0, 0 with 3, the remainder will be 0, right? So fine, you can, let's not talk about 0. What about 0, 1? It should go to the mod 1 state. So on getting a 1, it should go to the mod 1 state, that is remainder will be 1. Okay. Acha. What about 0, 0? The remainder will be 0, right? So it should be in the same state, right? Acha. Now what about 0, 1, 0? If you divide 0, 1, 0 by 3, that is 2 by 3, your remainder will be 2, right? So after 0, 1, if you get a 0 again, you will move to mod 2 state. So this is mod 0 state, this is mod 1 state, this is mod 2 state. Remember this, okay? So if I get a 0 after 0, 1, I will move to the mod 2 state. Achha. Now what if I get 0, 1, 1? 0, 1, 1 is 3, taito? Achha. 3 mane it is divisible by 3, mod 0 state. So if after 0, 1, I get a 1, I'll go back to the state
1.
Yeah. So for this state the transitions are complete, for this state the transitions are complete. What about this state? So if I get 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 means 5. 5 divided by 3, what will be the remainder? 2.
Not divisible by 5, 3, ma'am.
Remainder will be
then
2.
Directed towards B, ma'am. Yes, yes.
No, if
it
remainder
will be 2.
is 2, then it will remain in same state. This is your mod 2 state, right? So if remainder is 2, so it will be in the same state, okay? That is mod 2 state. If it is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 means 4. 4 divided by 3, what is the remainder? 1. Right? So if I get a 0 after 1, 0.
No, but in 1, 0, 1, it is 5. 5 is also not divided by 2, ma'am.
Divided by 2 though. I am talking about divided by 3. Here I am looking for 3.
No, you told me, I mean, see, yeah, it will be for remainder 2. That's why in 1.
No. See. This is mod 0, mod remainder 0, remainder 1, remainder 2. When you divide a number by 3, you are checking whether the remainder is 0, remainder is 1, or remainder is 2. So if the number is 5 and you divide it by 3, what is the remainder? It is 2. So it will be in this state. This is for remainder 2 state. Okay. Similarly, if it is 1 0 0, which is equal to 4, it is remainder 1 state. So I will again put a arc from here to 0. Okay. So this is my final DFA, but I have not marked the final state. So what is my final state? Final state will be, which one will be the final state? Yes,
A.
so A will be the final state. Clear? Okay. Now let me go to the transition table. Okay. So just a generic knowledge for you all. So for any kind of this question, the constructor DFA for the language which when interpreted as decimal will be divisible by 3, the number of states required will be n. Here it was divisible by 2, 2 states were required. Here it was divisible by 3, so 3 states were required, and so on. Acha. Now what if you are given a higher number, divisible by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, anything can be given, right? So it will be a long process to check one by one that which number is divisible by 4 or 5, and then prepare the DFA. So here also we have found a shortcut in the transition table. So this is a corresponding transition table for the transition diagram that I had shown you. So if you look at the transition table, first thing what you do is put the present states. How many states will be there? If it's divisible by 3, Q0, Q1, Q2. If it's divisible by 4, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Divisible by 5, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So you know this part is clear. Coming to the next portion, next section of the table, next state. See, there is a trend. If you follow, there is a trend. Starting from this, see, there is a kind of repetition sequence. You start with Q0, Q1, Q2, again Q0, Q1, Q2. This thing is followed in any and every question of this type. So what you will do if you are given a question of this kind with a higher number like divisible by 4 or 5, you just construct the transition table at first. You know the number of states required. In the next state you will just repeat the sequence. So if it's Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, how will you write? Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. That's it. Okay, and after that just prepare the corresponding transition diagram from the transition table. So let us see an example as well. See over here, construct a DFA for the language over 0, 1, which when interpreted as decimal will be divisible by 4. So I have followed the same thing. See, I have taken the 4 divisible by 4 means 4 states, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, and then I repeat the sequence Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Now if you draw the transition diagram, you will be very happy to see that it is satisfying your requirement, and it is accepting all the decimal numbers which are divisible by 3. Achha. One more twist is here. The twist is, you might be asked, see, till now we were dealing with decimal numbers, binary numbers, right, 0 and 1. So what if the base is changed? I hope you are clear with your number systems, right? So your question might say that construct a DFA for the language over 0, 1, 2, which is ternary numbers. Right, so just like by binary we have ternary numbers also, right? So the same question, construct a DFA for the language over 0, 1, 2, which when interpreted as decimal number will be divisible by 4. Okay, so the question is same, but previously we were dealing with binary numbers. Here you will be dealing with ternary numbers. Okay, and so what change you will make in the truth table? The change will be the number of next states will change. You had input equal to 0, input equal to 1. Here you will also add input equal to 2, since this is a ternary number. Again just repeat the sequence. So Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. So irrespective of the, like, this number that is divisible by 4 or 5 or 6, anything might be given to you, and irrespective of it is binary or ternary or anything, you should be able to solve this kind of a question, because the trend, the sequence is always going to be same. You just need to construct the table, and from the table you can easily form the transition diagram. Is it clear, all of you? Students, it is clear? Please, I need a response so that I can move to the next section.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. Now coming to some easier problems. You need to construct a DFA starting with A, containing A and ending with A. So here is the difference. What is the DFA for starting with A? With every DFA that starts with A, obviously over the language A comma B. So this is your starting state. Once you get a A, you go to the final accepting state. After getting a A, you can get anything else, because the only constraint given is it starts with A. And if you get a B, just you block it with a trap state. Similarly, if it says containing A means it should have a A. Wherever it may be, it should have a A. So it can start with anything, it can end with anything, but in between there should be a A. But at least it should have one A. So that is the thing we have done. See, this is our starting state. For B, we have given a self loop, because B can be anywhere. It can start with B or end with B. We do not have a issue with that. Next, it must go to the next state with a A, and then again it can end with A or B, anything. That is not an issue. What if it ends with A? We have to ensure that it ends with A. Again, you start at A, nothing is said about B, so fine. It can start with B, not an issue. It can start with A, not an issue, but it should always end with A. So how is it guaranteed? So if it goes from A to B, that is a final state, it is ending with A. Even after that, as many number of A's it will get, it remains in the final state. So fine, it is going to end with A. What if it gets a B? If it gets a B at any point of time, it will go back to the starting state, which is a non-accepting state. To come to the final state, it has to come via this A, which ensures that for coming to the final state, it needs the help of a A, and the string always ends with a A. So this is a variation. You have a A containing a A, it ends with a A, and it starts with a A. And this is quite easy actually. I don't think you will face any difficulty in solving these questions. Next is it starts with AB. Okay. So how to ensure that your DFA will accept all the strings which will start with AB? So whenever you get such a question AB, you just at first draw the AB part and then add the other transitions. So you start with a state, you move to the next state with A and move to the next state with C. Done. Now add the extra things. Thinking about the extra things, the A transition is done. What if you get a B? It's not allowed, because it should be starting with A, B. You should get a A at first. So if you get a B by any chance, it should be a trap state. So we have just sent the B transition to a trap state. Fine, done. All the transitions for A are done. B, A is done. Next, coming to the B state. For the B state, this B transition is fine, it's there. What about A transition? What if I get a A over here? Getting a A over, yeah, again it will be a trap state, because the sequence is breaking. I need A, B. Straightforward, I need A, B. So if I get a A, again I redirect it to the trap state. What about the last final state? I can end with anything, not an issue. I wanted to start with AB, I have successfully done it. Now I can end with anything and everything. So I will just give a self loop of A comma B. And in this way I can ensure that all the strings starting with AB will be accepted by this DFA. Okay? Clear? Acha, next. This I have not done basically. I want you all to actually think a bit. Construct first, let me read out the question. Construct a DFA for the language over A comma B where the string starts with A and ends with B. So let me go to the canvas. So the string will start with A and end with B. That is what is given in the question. Okay. So string starts with A and ends with B. Right?
So from B only we can return back to A.
That also we can do. So from B, you're saying that we can return back to A.
B.
Okay. So this should be the
Ma'am, in the A given, if we get a A in the B, then that time we will keep it in B only.
acha. If I get A, I'll be there in B only. Yeah, very good.
Yes, and in A also we will keep it. If we get a B, it will be in B A only.
Nah, that you cannot say because, see Rohit, the question says that it will start with A and end with B, okay?
Oh, okay. And then if we get a trap state, ma'am, if we get a B from A.
So if you get a B, go to some trap state.
Yeah, A.
Now let me check whether it's satisfying. So fine, I start at A, I get a, then I get any number of A's, not an issue. I get a B, I end over here. And
Ma'am, if the string is null, then also we are getting the
see,
final
as long
state.
as in the question it is not mentioned anything separately for the null string, I can always consider the null string will be a part of my language until and unless it is specifically mentioned. If it is mentioned, then again I have to add a extra state for justifying that okay fine, null is not accepted and any other state after null will be accepted. But most of the times it is not explicitly mentioned in the question, and in all such questions we can actually say that since null doesn't contains anything, we will take null as a part of our language. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise I think it's fine. So what about the next question? What was the next question? Wait. Next question was construct a DFA for the language over A comma B where the string starts and ends with different symbols. Okay, so it starts and ends with different symbols. That is what I have to guarantee. Mane, it can start with A, end with B, or it can start with B, end with A, right? So, see, starts with A, ends with B portion is already done, right? I'll just redraw that part. Sorry.
Now we will take another variable P from A. We will take and we will return back to A again. The same way, but with the opposite
Yes,
of B.
so see, this part is for starts with A, ends with B.
A part
And this
and
one should be for B
this
part.
part
So
will be
if
for
I
B.
start with
B.
B, I go to a next state. Suppose this is C.
And go back to A. by
if
getting
I
a
get A, I go back to this state.
ma'am, and if we get a B in C, we will get A in C only.
If I get a B, yeah, I think that is
Done.
that should work. So if I get a B, I start with B. I can have any number of B's, and then again I end with A. Yeah. So this is the thing for starts and ends with different symbols. This portion is for the starts with A, ends with B. This portion is for starts with B, ends with A. Okay. Acha. One more question, last one for today. After that we will continue in the next class. Consider DFA for language over A, B where the string starts and ends with the same symbol. So starts and ends with the same symbol. Just let me rub this out.
No, you can just clear the page. Option is there.
So either it can start with A and end with A, or it can start with B and end with B. Okay. So let me take this one at first. Starts with A. And suppose ends with A. And for B, I'll just add a
There will be a
self
B.
loop. This is the accepting state. Or I can just start with B. I can have a self loop for A. And again I'll just move to A for. Is it okay? This portion I'm starting with A, ending with A. This
Yes,
portion
sir.
I'm starting with B, ending with B. I
Yes,
think
sir.
it's
It's easier.
okay.
It's okay.
Okay. So
Ma'am, here if the sequence is A B A B A B, then it starts with A and ends with B and comes back to the goal
Tell
state.
me the number text.
A B A, then B A B.
B A B. So it starts and ends with different symbol. It should not be accepted. Is it getting accepted? A B A B A B. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're correct. It's getting accepted. So what can we do? Start with A. So just check this string out now. A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay, so I think this is going to work, and in this DFA we have two final states, and that should be done safely, because the upper this final state is for everything starting with A ending with A, and this is for everything starting with B and ending with B. Okay, I think in that way there will be no more confusions. It will reject all the strings not supposed to be a part of this language, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in that case I need to tell you one more thing. For the previous question also, this one, construct a DFA for the language over A comma B where the string starts and ends with different symbols. I think it should be better if we actually use this kind of a structure. That is, one, you just add one extra state and use two final states, rather than merging both the cases in one final state. I think in that case also we might face some problem. There might be some string which should have been rejected, but due to the combined construction maybe we are accepting it. So I would suggest in the previous questions also we follow this trend, that use two separate final states, one for starting with A ending with B, one for starting with B ending with A, and so on. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll continue from here next day because it's already time. So I would request all of you that please go to your IMCRP and take today's exam. Thank you so much.